There's roughly about 100 days until the presidential election, and I've kind of given myself a bit of a challenge, right? My goal is to find at least one old video of Kamala Harris reminding us who she really is, proving to us who she really is per day. I want to find one video per day. And honestly, I don't know if I can do it. I know for a fact that enough videos, enough material actually exist, but I don't know if I can do it and keep my sanity, right? But I'm going to try. So this first one, this is going to be about Kamala's fixation and fantasy of equity, right? And this gets a little tricky because equity is one of those things that it sounds nice, right? It sounds really great on paper. It's a great idea. It's a great feeling. But in practice, all it is communism, which always fails in actual practice. And make no mistake, man, in real simple terms, equity versus equality really is just the same thing as saying capitalism versus communism. Because in capitalism, we all have a shot, right? There's varying degrees of fairness and, people can say what they want, but we all get a shot, especially in this country, right? You can really go out and just make a lot of things happen for yourself. But with equity, which I'm going to call communism, it doesn't matter how hard you work or how lazy you are. We're all supposed to wind up in the same place. You're going to hear her say numerous times. And I found quite a few videos of Kamala explaining to us just how much she loves communism.
It has to be about a goal of saying everybody should end up in the same place. And since we didn't start in the same place, some folks might need more. Equitable distribution.
Equitable distribution, she says. And that sounds nice and fancy. That sounds fantastic. But distribution of what? What can we possibly distribute to ensure that we all wind up in the same place? She's not talking about distribution of opportunity because we already have that, but to her point, we all start at different places. But in this country, we all have our own opportunities. So when she says equitable distribution, I think it's clear that she's talking about and she believes in taking from people that have, whether that's money or whether that's opportunity, whatever it is, taking from people that have and giving it to someone else. And I promise you that math never works, right? When wealth is redistributed, you're never going to make the poor rich. You're only going to make the rich poor. I mean, that's simple math. It sounds cliche, but it is just so simple. But honestly, I think that's really what these people envision. They want everybody poor. They want everybody equally poor and everybody dependent on the state. And if you think she misspoke, there's more.
Giving resources based on equity, understanding that we fight for equality, but we also need to fight for equity, understanding not everyone starts out at the same place.
And here she clarifies it for us, right? When she talks about distribution, she's talking about resources. Resources is just another way to say your money or your resources. And she imagines a world where she can give yours, whatever you have, to someone else. But I don't know. Maybe she's still confused. Maybe she thinks equality and equity are somehow the same thing.
So there's a big difference between equality and equity. Equality suggests often everybody should get the same thing. Well, that often assumes everybody started out in the same place, as opposed to equity, which is everyone should end up in the same place. And if you then understand not everybody started out in the same place, you understand some people need more. So we all end up in the same place, right?
Yeah, we understand all right. We understand pretty well. We understand completely. And honestly, man, as I'm watching these things, I can't help but think that Kamala Harris herself really is her own proof that her ideas do not work. I mean, honestly, the fact that this woman even has a possibility of becoming president and unleashing all of her left-wing fantasies on us from within the White House proves that the last thing that we should want is everybody ending up in the same place, regardless of effort and regardless of merit. I mean, literally only in the federal government, and really especially in the Democrat Party, can you repeatedly fail, just fail over and over and over again, and then expect a promotion. I mean, these people do not have real principles.
We are proud of the fact that equity is one of our guiding principles. Proud of the fact that we understand equality is important, but not everybody starts out on the same base.
They can't even explain how equity works, man, or how it's even possible. But she says that she's so proud of the fact that it's one of their guiding principles, they being the Democrats, And honestly, as far as Democrats go, I don't think that many of them actually have any guiding principles anymore. Power seems to be, honestly, the only thing that really guides these people. And lately, they're proving that they will literally do anything to keep it. You got to remember, man, these are the same people that told you that Russia collusion was real, that Hunter's laptop was fake, that you had to take experimental drugs, and that Joe Biden's brain worked. Those are the same people that didn't even want to say Kamala Harris's name a few weeks ago. And now they're trying to tell you that she's the greatest statesman of the modern era. I mean, it's insane. Do not believe what these people tell you. You have to judge them on their actions and their actions alone.
We see that people in our country are having an experience that is not equal. So when we talk about the work we are doing here together, it is recognizing that and being guided by this principle of what we must do in the spirit and in the interest of equity.
Actually, I think she's wrong there, man. I think that her and Joe actually did accomplish that one thing that they set out to do. I promise you, people in our country, we are having an experience that is equal. We're all more or less doing equally bad. So congratulations. I guess that's equity.
To put equity firmly at the center of our economic policy.
What economic policy, man? What has been the economic policy? I mean, the same people that promised us, from the bottom up and middle out, the same people that told us inflation was transitory, those same people now claim that they actually have an economic policy and that equity is somehow right at the center of it, which is amazing stuff when you think about it. I mean, this is about as much as I can possibly take. I'm going to do one more.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners.
Again, I don't know why people always fall for this, man, but when she says it will benefit a specific color of person, how? How is that even remotely possible to believe that a certain math problem, because economic policies, they're basically math problems. It's all math. It's all ones and zeros. So how is it possible in the year 2024 that people can still get away with saying that any math or policy is going to help any specific people? It's never been possible. It's just not possible. And Ronald Reagan said it best. He said a rising tide lifts all boats. And I believe that Donald Trump really put that into practice, because minority communities did very, very well under Donald Trump, but it's not because he had some sort of magical policies that helped specific colors of people. People did well under Trump because everyone did well under Trump, right? I mean, it's the easiest math of all. Rising tides lift all boats. But that's just my take, guys. I'll try to keep this coming. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you haven't already, guys, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.